Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's go back to our line of action. Now the other one is called was the ordered list. Okay, so how do we use the ordered list? Now this guy, whenever I want to make a list and I want to use number to make the list on my web document, what I will use, what I will declare it as is I'm going to declare it as OL, and that is called what? The ordered list. So instead of me saying bullets, I'm going to be saying 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the point now? I'm going to be saying numbers. So let's see how we can just add the two different kinds of lists to our DOM web page. So I'll be showing us that now. I'll show us that now. So let me go to my Notepad++ and let's just add it. So I'm going to be adding it under one of the tables that we created yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to add, which one should I add first? I'm going to add the unordered list first. So we're going to declare it as UL close, then we come down, then I want to close my UL. Christian, are you with us? Okay, so after we've done that, then I go late. What should we get anything? Don't mind Frank. Frank is trying to distract me. Okay, my laptop is not charging. Sorry, left. I think we are on. So after putting the tags for my unordered list, the next thing I'll do is, now if you want to, already we've declared the unordered list, we have let our what? We have let our browser or our browser know that we have already declared the UL. That means what we want to create is what? Unordered list. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'll start listing the items that I want to add to my what? Unordered list. Now to list the items, I will use another syntax. I'll just come here and I'll say what? Li. Do we get the point now? List. Now what do I want to add to my list? The first thing I want to add to my list is, okay, boy. So I'll close the list, Li. So I can add as many as what English should I use? As many as I like, Abby. I'll add as many as I like. And I'm running these days, I normally forget words to say. Why? Ctrl V. Just want to add like 4 things to my list, 4 items to my list. So boy, girl, SG, GIRL, GIRL. The next one is man. How do you know it's man that I'm going to write it? And woman. So man and woman. So we have added everything that we want to see on our list. I just want to make this a little bit close to the list. So what I'll do is save and I'll run this on my, I'll launch this in Chrome so we can see how it looks. It's coming up, and so let's scroll down. Now under here we're going to see our unordered list. Do we see that?
Yes.
So we've seen how it looks. It's bulleted, Abby. It has bullets. So that's how we make the unordered list. Now if I want to make the ordered list, so the reason why they call it unordered list is because it's just bullets. We have bullets there. So bullet does not have what it is leading us to. It's just making a rough sketch of our points. But if we use numbers, it means that we are following steps. I don't know if you get it now. Do this first, do this second, do this third, and do whatever you want last to be last. So let's see how the ordered list look like. So I'll just go back. This time around we are going to be using the syntax what OL. Do we see that there? So that's what we are going to do. I'll just copy this code. Now after copying the code, I'll just go and drop it in my XHTML coding area. Then I'll just change the contents. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'll just change the content. These are errors, so let's correct the errors. Okay, so just write man, boy and woman. In your own, make add sense to it too. Man, I'm just doing anything that I like. So woman. So I'll just save, and let's see what this looks like. It looks like fresh. So do we see the difference between the two of them now? So that's how we make lists on our web page, as easy as what you just seen. We get the point now. But most time we might make mistakes. We might do something like this. Instead of putting OL or UL as the first opening to our list tag. So we might do something like this. LI, then you start putting UL. This is wrong. I get the point now. As in declaring the list before the what? Before the right tag. So that's how we add list to our XHTML documents. Okay, question?
What if you want to add it like 1A, B, C, 2A?
Hey, if you want to do that one, 1A. Now, it's a good question. I didn't cite it. So it's asking us, I have something to say about it, but I didn't cite it. Now, if you're making a list, I get my point now. Now, the numbering of the list is automatically generated. Okay, it's automatically generated. You don't do 1A, 1B, 1C. Now, if you want to do that 1A, 1B, 1C, then you don't have to use what? You don't have to use the list. I get my point. You don't have to use the list tag. You can just go ahead on your normal paragraph tag, do your 1A, do your 1B, do your 1C, and do whatever you want to see on that. Biola, are we on the same page? Biola or Ziola? Which one? Biola. Because D normally comes to my mouth. I don't know why. But there's Diola, Abby. I know that I'm not saying rubbish. Mama, I see my side like this. Confidence just the confidence. The Holy Spirit is flowing. Okay.
Manager!
I'm recording something here and you are shouting manager. Okay, now let's continue.
Yes. I'm here waiting for you. You are walking, frame, going outside.
You want buy water?
For where?
Buy water. Let's see water don't cost. Yes.
You never hear.
What the 20 naira?
Water don't cost too.
This one is 20 naira. Yes.
Mama, why did you design that one? I designed this one. Mama,
As a school, that brain goes. That means if you continue, you learn something. I don't know that one. I thought this thing.
Okay, the next thing we are going to be looking at, we are going to, Christian, have I answered your question? So that's how we resolve that. Now what we are going to look at now, we are going to move to our CSS.
Okay, we are through with this.
Yes, everything with HTML we have come to an end. So we are moving towards CSS. So introduction to CSS. Now we all know, I've been saying this CSS, but I've not told us what it means. Now CSS is an acronym for what? Cascading what? Style sheets. You can see that on my screen. cascading style sheet. It's used for what? Adding designs to our what? Web page. Now, what HTML does for us? HTML just gives us a basic structure of how our web page, as in those necessary little things that we can use to construct our web documents. But when we now include CSS, CSS is just like the crayon what we normally use to color and add effect to our web page. Do you get the point now? Add colors, add background colors, add so many things on our web page. So we are moving on to CSS now, and I'm going to be showing us how to go about it. From the screen, you will see the difference between XHTML and CSS. I said that XHTML gives you what? The various building block of our web page, while CSS gives you what? Styling and effect to our web page. So that's the difference between the two of them. Now we can't just start adding background color, this, that, this. Now what we normally do is we have to declare another word. We have to declare an introductory syntax for CSS. Do you get the point now? Any effects that you want to give to your web page using CSS, you have to do what? You have to declare the CSS on your web document. Now, can we see the highlighted text there? Can we see the highlighted text? Style type equals to text slash CSS. Now that is what we normally use to declare our CSS tag in XHTML. And if we want to use it, we are going to use it in between the head tag. So I'm going to go to my document now, and we are going to declare what? We are going to declare our CSS. So anytime that you want to use this particular style tag, you're going to use it inside where? Inside your head tag. So what we are going to do is I will copy this guy, copy it, then we'll go to our document and we'll declare it up here in between our head tag. Are we seeing what I'm doing? In between our head tag. So this is my head tag. I'll declare it inside my head tag, but not inside title. Title is on its own, but I'm going to declare it on what? On the head tag. So I'll just do my Ctrl V, and I've declared what? I've declared it. You get the point now. So style has an attribute called what? Type. Okay? Style is the tag. Type is what? The attribute. Victor, I told you guys yesterday that every time you see any text that is read inside a tag, that text is known as what? An attribute. You get the point now? It's known as an attribute. So type is an attribute to what? To style. Okay? Type is an attribute to style, and it's equals to what? Equals to text slash CSS. It means that CSS is also a text-driven kind of program. That means we use text to declare functions. You get the point now? We use text to declare function. That means I'm going to use text. Any text that I'm putting, as in, I can just say blue, and blue has a meaning. You get the point now? Blue that I'm writing, B-L-U-E, is a text, but blue has a meaning, and that meaning is what? The blue color. You get the point now? So it's a text-driven kind of what? Program. So we have declared our CSS here. So the next thing that we are going to do is we have to start using it. Now, using our CSS, let me go back to my lesson notes for today. Now, can we read that line? There's a line there that says, this line, what's this line saying? It says what? In order to do what? To style any element in your XHTML document, you need to do what? Declare the keyword of the tag. I get the point. You need to declare the keyword of the tag. Is that confusing? Let me explain that. Now, look at, if I am writing, where's our duster? Okay, now let me explain what that line is saying so that it won't look strange to us. Now, when we are writing our XHTML codes, okay, so you guys are writing. When we are writing our XHTML codes, I told you guys that probably after the class I will copy the lesson notes to us. Abi, it will be better so that people will be having it. So, but you can just necessary points. Then you have the lesson. But for Victor has to write. Victor does not have the system. So, but your phone can read text documents now. Can read text. Yes, now the phone can read it now. What is the phone? Yes, now you have what you normally use to copy notes to on your phone. You have notes store, Abi. Yes. And your phone can read text.
Even if you have WPS, the thing can do
Excel for you. Okay, what that line is saying is that before I can add effects to any part of my my HTML document, I have to declare the words. What did I say I'm going to declare?
Yeah,
I have to declare the keyword. Do you get the point now? Declare the keyword. Now in HTML or in XHTML, if I want to create a paragraph, what do I write first? It's P, right? Abi, I'll write P. If I want to declare a heading, what do I write? H. Abi, I'm going to use a header. H3. Let's say H3. Do you get the point now? I'm declaring a header with the size of H3. So now, if I want to add effects to any of these guys, do you get the point now? I'll not say probably I want to add effects to my paragraph. What is the keyword for paragraph? The keyword is what? P. Do you get the point now? The keyword is P. So any effect that I add here in P, I guess my point now, is going to have effect, or any style that I give to P will take effect on all my words, paragraphs. You get the idea now? So that's what that line is trying to tell us. Any effect, anything that I tell P to do, that is what, or any style that I give to P, that is what all my paragraphs are going to do what? Have. Okay? That's what all my paragraphs are going to have. So let's see something. Look at that code there. Let's interpret this code on our what? On our XHTML document. So what I'll just do, I'll just copy this code. You don't need to copy the code. I'll just copy the what? The style. These are the style. What is the style there? The style that I have there is saying that I want my paragraph to have color what? Blue. Do you get the point now? I want my paragraph to have color blue. Now, every time you see color, now there's one I want us to understand. Every time you see color, you see what is this thing again? Color.
We are arguing it yesterday.
You guys are having it.
Everybody.
See, today I don't know what it means. So you now put this thing. So when you put this thing, then you now do what? You now probably give the what? You now give the property that you want it to be. No, sorry, color is the property. Then what's the value of the property? I will now say what? You get the point now? It means that every time you see something like this, it means that we are saying that on that paragraph, I want the text color to be what? Blue. Do you get the point now? So color is affecting the text alone. Okay? Color is majorly used to affect what? To give effect to our what? To our text. Now, from that code here, if you look at our note down, now I said in the above syntax, P is what? The selector. I get my point. P is the keyword selector. Then color is what? A property. Then what? The blue is what? The value of what? Of the property. I don't know. Do we understand it that way now? Do we get the point? So selectors are always our keyword. Okay? Selectors are always our keyword. Then the property of the keyword is what we have as the next line. Then the value is what we have as what we want to what? See. Okay? So we are going to use that syntax on our document. So let me go to my web page. Let me go to the web page, the dumbest web page ever. Then let me see what we have there. We have up to, how many paragraphs do we have there? We have just one paragraph. Abi? Then we have three. We have one paragraph and we have how many headings? We have up to 1, 2, 3. Let me scroll down. 4. Scroll down again. I think we have 5 headings. Okay, we have 5 headings. Then we have 1 paragraph. You can see that from this, from the code here. You can see it from here. Look at it now. We only have 1 heading there, and that 1 heading is at that Jokis Technology is a company. Sorry, 1 paragraph, and that paragraph is where we have Jokis Technology, blah 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 blah. Have we seen that? So scroll down. Now these other things, I won't call them paragraph because we need under introduction. Every other things there are supposed to be paragraph, but we didn't declare them as paragraph. I don't know if you get it now. We just declare them as a text. We just pour them into our document. Okay, so what we are about to do now might not affect them because they are not paragraph. Victor, are you following? What we are about to do here, look at what I'm saying now. Look at this guy here. It's a heading, but P was not declared here. I get to the point. There was no paragraph here. P was not declared here. So it means that anything I do to P now will only affect this guy here, because this was where I declared what? P. Christian, are we there? So let's quickly see what it's going to look like. So I told us using our style. If I want to use anything on CSS, I'm going to use it where? Inside my style tag. Okay? Inside, it must be inside my style tag. Anything I want to do on CSS must be where? Inside my style tag. So I will call on the keyword P, or I'll call on the selector P. I'll just call P. I get to the point now, and we must use this thing parenthesis. I know this one's name. This one is called parenthesis. So we are going to use this guy, but all those English one, all those things. So we're going to use this guy. Then I'm going to add what I want to it. I'm going to add my property to it, which is what? Color. Then I'm going to make it what color do I want? Let's use, is it blue? Should we use blue? Okay, we're going to use blue. B-L-U-A. Okay, now you must end every of your effect with what? A semicolon. This is semicolon now, and that's it. That means this one is colon now. Why are you doing like this now? This is semicolon. People should not be deceiving me. So you must end it with a semi what? Colon, and you add your what? Your parentheses again. But in set, when we did set, we call this a curly bracket. If you did set in school, all these scientists and this is our class. So it's called curly brackets. So but let's leave set for now. So do we get the point? I've added my effect to it. I said what? Color blue. Do we get the point now? We can as well change the what? The font color. If we can as well change the font to whatever font that we want to see on our web page. Now, what were you asking me that time? Adding effect color, Abby? This is it now. I think I'm answering it now. This is how you add color to any part on your what? On your web page. Now let me go back to my lesson notes. There's something I want to check there. Now, do we see how we add font style to our documents? Do we see that there? Now, if I want to add a font style in XHTML, we don't call it font style. You don't declare. There's nothing like font style. We call it what? Font family. Do we get the idea now? There's nothing like font style. Like font style. Nothing like font style. What we have is what? Font family. Okay? Font family. If you want to do bold, I'm going somewhere, but let's just follow small. We'll get it. Sorry, there's a point I want to make. Now, font style in CSS, you get the point now. We use font style, but it's not to change the fonts. What I mean by changing the font is not to choose a font. Like I want to choose from italics. Sorry, I want to choose from Arial to Times New. You get it now. So what we normally do, font style is what we normally use to change the word. The shape of our phone. What I mean by shapes? How do we
Like the emphasis.
like emphasis I'm talking about? Instead of italic, I can see the point now. Instead of emphasis, I say italic. So we can use font style for emphasis, all those emphasis kind of thing. So let me go back to this guy. Let me go back to our code. So we're going to add the font family that we want our paragraph to do what? To have. So I'm going to say, what should I use? I'm going to use area that they use, font-family. Okay, now you must always put this, what's this thing again, column in front of it. Then you put the family. Our family is what? ARIAL. Okay, then area bold. No, let's use area. Okay, let me go back, let me check something. I'm checking the spelling of area. I want to know if I spelled it right. Okay, I spelled it right. So after this, I'll just do, let me just save and let's see what it's going to look like on our web page. We did this on this first guy, so let's refresh. So I think we see how it looks now. It's giving us blue color, okay, and it's giving us the blue color. Do we get the point now? And we've seen how it looks like, Abby. So now let's move on. Now the next thing that we are going to look at is, let's go to the next line of action. Now, do we understand how we change the color of a particular of our text now? Now that color only affects what? It only affects the text, like I said. Whenever you see color like this, it only affects our what? Our text. Okay? So let's move on. The next thing that we're going to look at is, well, let's see how we're going to look at using RGB color and what? And line spacing. This is another question that you were asking me last week, Abby, or last 2 weeks. So we are going to be answering them now. We're going to be looking at using RGB color and line spacing. How do we do line spacing on our web page? Now, for the using RGB color, there are some colors that you should know they are cool. Probably like white and black. I think F is what? Is black. Then we now have 6F is black, Abby. Then 6 zeros is white. Which one is white? Which one is black? Okay, we are going to see it now. We're going to see it now. We're going to use probably. I said from that part. I said what? I said. Obtain from our image. Like if we want to obtain most of our RGB color, we get the point. We can get that from what? From our image editing what? Packages or software. And I told you guys you can get it from what? Photoshop. I get my point now. But what I will use to get my own is what? I'm not using Photoshop. I'm using Fireworks. Do you get the point now? That's what I will use to get my own. Or if you want to go extra mile, you can go to Google. You can say RGB colors of RGB codes of what? Of colors, or RGB color codes, and it will give you so many lists, and you can pick the one that you want. So we are going to see how we can probably add RGB color and probably how we can do our line spacing. So let me just do RGB color for that same paragraph. Okay, everything I'll be doing, I'll be using the paragraph. So I'll just copy this #0000 6 zeros. Let's count it if it's up to 6. It's up to 6. So I'll copy this guy and I'll paste it on our on our code. Victor, you don't know how to use Firewall. You don't know how to use any image editing software, Abby? Okay, let's show Victor how to get the code from an image editing software. So I'm going to open Fireworks. I'm going to open Fireworks for us here. Fireworks. So when it opens, then we're going to pick a color. Then you see what we mean by RGB color. Eh, God of mercy.
RGB color line. What about CMYK?
CMYK. Okay, CMYK. There's something with CMYK. Probably those colors are somehow like hexadecimal. I don't know if you get it now. If you look at your CMYK, if you check, one color might have two. Let me see. In fact, I don't know how to explain the CMYK, but I don't think we can be using those CMYK colors. the best is RGB. If you want to use anything that relates to color, just go with your RGB instead of going with the CMYK. So most time you can use hexadecimal colors as well, but why not use something that you can easily relate with? It's something that is something that is easy to understand. You get the point now, and you can easily get it. If you go to corridor now and you want to get CMYK now, it might be confusing you. You see that it's going to separate all the colors. You might not know how to match the colors. Yellow might have 72, blue might have, I'm not saying that yellow is 72, I'm just giving us an instance. Yellow might have 72, blue might have 58, and they are not going to be together. They will be scattered, as in they will stay on their own part. Yellow has its own, blue has its own, this has its own. So you are the one that will now take your own hand, wrong English, and arrange all of them. Do you get the point now? To form the colors. But for my RGB colors, they are already aligned. I'll just see it once and for all, hash and the 6 digit that follows it. Then I'll just copy everything and I will utilize it the way that it's already been arranged for me. So let's open a new document, file, new, anything goes. So if I want to get colors, what I'll do is I'll go to my paint bucket. I get the point. Do you see the paint bucket there? Now when I get there, I'll just click on all the colors there. Now look at the top. As my selector is going, my color selector is moving up and down. Are you seeing? Look at this guy here. You can see that it's changing. Now what you see here is our what? RGB color. Okay, what you are seeing inside this box is our RGB what? Is our RGB color. So I can just copy it. Probably 999999999 into 6 places is what? Is ash. I think it was ash before. I guess the point is our ash color. So if I want black, I'm going to do 0000000. If I want white, I'm going to do FFFFF into 6 places. So that's white. You get the point now. Okay? So what we are going to do is this. We are going to go back to our code and use one of these hexadecimal, this RGB color. Let me just pick strange color. So I'm going to use, let's use this one. Let's take the RGB value. So Ctrl C is copy. Then we go back to our what? Our code. Instead of using blue, I'll just erase this guy and paste it there. Do you get it now? Erase that guy and paste it there. Then I do my what? Ctrl X, and we go back, and you notice that that paragraph now has a different color. Do you get the point now? So we can use the color that we know, and we can use our what? Our RGB color. Now if we are using the color that we know, like I want to use green, blue, you know that how many colors do we have? Red, orange, yellow. Now I'm talking about the colors of the rainbow, not the colors of the rainbow. Now how many normal colors do we have? Red, yellow, blue and green. Then every other colors are colors that are gotten from the rainbow. Abi? So
White and black.
White and black. Those ones they call them primary or neutral colors. Abi? So I think I still know colors more. Now what we are going to do, but if we say we want to be using colors that we know, we might be limited to what? To colors. Okay? So the best way is, why not go through an image editing kind of software and use their palette to scout for RGB words colors? Because if you do it that way, you have so many colors to work with. Christian, are you together?
Yes,
You have so many colors to work with. So now we've seen how we can change the colors of our fonts, and from here, if you notice, what happened is that the effect was only applied to my words, to my paragraph. Okay, the effect was applied to my paragraph. Now what if I want to add effect to my words, to my headers? Do we get it now? If I want to add effect to my headers, now what I'm going to do is I will go back to my code. I will just add what? I can just come here and add, sorry, I can't use it inside of this part. I will declare another word selector for my headers, and in that selector I can start adding what I want to see. So the selector for my header is what? Is H. Do we get the point now? Is H. So I will just come there, H space, do my curly bracket or do my parenthesis, So what color should we give to our head? Head. Am I doing mistake? We'll get there. All the header. You get the point. So what we want to do now is, as I'm putting H there, I declared for what? All my words headers. Probably if I have H3, H2, H1, H something, and I want to declare them individually, I get my point. I can just go there and declare H3. So the effect will be for only what? H3. But if I say H, it means that I am styling all my headers. Do we get the point now? I don't know if you guys understand what I just said now. Victor, do you understand? Like if you go back to our web page, if you go to our web page here now, look at this thing now. This is H1. The first computer repairs is H1. Now, introduction has a different header size. Do you get the point now? It has a different header. So if I want to style them individually, I can say H3 is going to style only computer repairs. But if I say H whatever that is the this is H1, then introduction might be something like H3. So if I say H3, it's going to style all my words, all my H3. If I say H1, it's going to style all my headers that are what? H1. You get the idea now? But if I now say H, it's going to style all the headers together. You know it. You didn't sleep last night. I know good I don't sleep. Whenever you laugh now, me I know good I don't sleep. First day. So now what we are going to do is let's just style all the headers words together. Now in your own, people can be doing your own effigy. Do you get the point now? It's not a must that you must follow my own pattern. Do your own. I want to see your own creativity in whatever you are doing. It must not be exactly what Mr. Victor is doing that you will do. I've given you hints that you can style all your headers differently. Okay, so I must not do everything on my screen. So I'll just go there and do what? And do for the headers. So color, probably we want red color for all our header. I'm not good at using colors, so I can use anything. Black and purple together. Yeah, it's color. So we can just do red, then end with our words, semicolon. Then we can just close that. So I've saved it. Then let's refresh and see what it looks like. What is happening now? It's not showing anything new. Let's go and see where the error is coming from. Did I do mistake?
Is it that it is greater or less than sign?
No, I'm not supposed to use greater than or less than sign. But I didn't do mistake now. This thing is saying I did mistake, but no. I've saved it now. Now who can tell me the error there? Probably my spirit have seen the error. If by now you should be able to tell me the error. Christian, what's the error?
You did not indicate the header.
I did not indicate the header, right? I think there's sense in what Victor is saying.
No need.
I think there's sense. I should indicate header 1, Abby. Okay. Victor is saying something that is reasonable. Hey, Victor is saying something that is reasonable. Save. So let's go back to our code. Victor is saying something that is reasonable. So it means that we cannot. What's the law that is coming up now? We cannot generalize the header. That's true. Somebody that will whisper something to me here. So we cannot generalize the words, the header. Okay? So what should we do? We have to style all the headers differently. We have to style all the headers differently. So what do we do now? Let's style them differently now. Abi? Let's style them differently. I think the remaining headers are all header 3, H3. They are all the same size. I think we can see that now. They are all the same size. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and style them differently. It's for the sake of English, for the sake of future class, we are not going to do anything to all these guys. I guess my point now. I'll show us another different ways to style these guys without using our words. Paragraph.
Paragraph.
It was paragraph that we use now. It was paragraph that we use in declaring this guy here. I guess my point now. So I don't want to use paragraph here. I want to use something what different. Okay. So we are going to leave our site as dumb as it is, the way it is. So what we are going to do, let's quickly style the other headers so that they can have good colors. But what I want to do is I want to use red for all my headers. So go back to our style document and style the next guy. Now the next guy was H3. Okay, then let's do the necessary thing. Color. I'm still using words red. I said I want red for all my headers. You get the point? So clock. Okay, so save and let's see what others are going to look like. So we are using red. Others are all H3. That's why the effect worked for all of them. We get the point now. They are all H3. That's why we have the effect working on all of them. Now I believe we now know how to style our headers and we now know how to style our paragraphs. Abi? Now let's quickly look at something else. You're hungry. Thou shalt not be hungry. 11th commandment. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is we are going to look at indent. Now last week I was asked, how do we add space, Abi, to our documents? That means space. Now probably you know what they do, what line spacing. You get the point. In MS Word it's called line spacing. So but in XHTML and CSS it's called what? Line heights. Okay? We don't say line spacing, we say what? Line height. Now everything that I'll be doing now will only be having effect on my what? On my P. Do you get the point now? We only be having effect on my P. So let's add line height to our paragraph. Okay? Let's add line height to our paragraph. So let's go to our code. You should not mind me. I'm going back to my paragraph. Now, do you see that all this effect that we are adding is still inside the style document? Are we going outside the style document? No. You see the idea now? So it's even making it much easier. Instead of us going to, assuming it was XHTML that we were using to style all these things, it might be giving us a whole lot of headache because you'll be doing everything with code. One code. Before you know, you might even forget everything that you have learned. So, but this one now will help us. Anything I want to do, let's just go to the style alone and be adding it from that place. So,
But it's possible to also do it in the next.
I would say it's possible. It's not possible. I've seen
Remember
a
you
solution.
said you said
If it is possible, look at what I'm saying. If, let's put an if statement there. If it is possible, if it is possible, it's going to be a whole lot of headache. I don't know if you get that. It's going to be a whole lot of headache. So for we having CSS and CSS being integrated to XHTML, I feel it is solving a whole lot of problem for programmers. Do you get the point now? It's solving a whole lot of problem for programmers. Program for problemers. So we're going to add our, let's go back to our notes. Let's go back to my notes. Now from there I said what? Now look at adding what? Adding our line height. Do we see the syntax there? It's just line height. Okay? Line height is another word for what? Line spacing.
no, someone sent me.
Is it WhatsApp?
Yes.
Is it WhatsApp on that phone? These days, strange phone. I'm beginning to use WhatsApp. My own? I want to be strange phone.
It's alright, you do.
Magnification. Okay, let's quickly add our line height to it and see what it's going to look like. Now, I'm going to use this line height on my words, on my paragraph tag. So copy, go to our syntax and add it to paragraph, Ctrl V. Now, remove all these things from there, the curly bracket. Now, if you watch on default, if I want to add just a general if I want to add a general line spacing to my paragraph, I can just do like, if you say 100% on default is already 100%. Do you get the point now? So in order to make it go beyond, we have to do what? We have to add some value that are above what? 100%. So right now we've done our line height to be how many percent? 150 what percent. Victor, are you seeing it there? It's 150 what percent. Do we see that? So it means that by the time I save this guy and go to my paragraph, what I'm going to have is, you're going to see the line spacing there. Did we notice that we have some spaces on our lines now? Abby? So it's going to be 150. That means what we have is 150%. Okay? At the top one. Christian, are you together? Biola, are you away? You are away. You want to do something there? You want to do what? You want to see something? I should go back to the code. Okay, you missed it. Line height. It's not line spacing, no. There's no such thing as line spacing, no.
No listing.
List?
List.
You said what? What is code? That is the notes. On the notes, I am adding the codes there so that it will be easier for whoever wants to use it.
So if you want to add the height in the second paragraph, you declare the...
If I want to add height on other paragraph, now if you watch, we only have one paragraph on that page. I guess in the point now. So at the moment, I am using all these effects on that paragraph. But if you want everything to be happening to everything at once, you can just declare paragraph on others, and any effect that I'm giving to the first will be reflecting on the others. You get the point now? It's reflecting on the others. You should not mind my English. These days I'm speaking dumb basic English. Okay, now let's move on. Victor,
Can you do it?
do what? I should do it to reflect using paragraph. Okay, let's do it for your sake. All we just need to do is just to put the paragraph syntax on all this guy. P here, close, come here, P have to close here, P/P. If I do it on one, will you be convinced?
Yeah.
So no need for me to do it on the others. I know I asked that question, so that you won't let me do it on others. So just refresh this guy, and whatever happens to the other, the first one happens to others. Do you see now? So there's no need styling them one. Justification. We are coming there. Justification is in alignment. Are you getting the point? We're going to use what we call text align. Text dash align justify. So we are coming there. I think it's the next thing that we're going to do now. So we're going to do justify. Okay, should I just do everything so that they will all have green color? Eh? Then later we see the other way. No, you are in this class now. I want to follow. Let everybody decide together. So let's just do everything to be similar, so that we all can be flowing together. Okay. So everything that I've given to my P tag has been added to every other part of our web page. Christian, are we there? So it has been added. So we all have green text, green and red. Green and red text is a nice combination. Have you? So, but let me tell you something. When you are doing your own, don't make it look like my own. No? Like what Christian is doing and what your Biola is doing. What's this on your screen? Okay, hexadecimal code. Purple. You have it now.
Sir, you see, Google has different.
Gogo. 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 Go me for Gogo.
So they have different
Let me tell me what go is saying. Go.
G, different color. O, that double for different color.
Yes, each of the texts have that pseudo element. We'll get in there. That's T. We'll get in there. We'll get there. That's called pseudo elements. So we'll do it. How to add effect to only one text differently. I get my point. We call them pseudo elements. We get it. So gradually, let's just follow bit by bit. People are asking questions of the future, and we are going to the future. By next tomorrow, we should be there. You've seen pseudo elements. You've seen the whole list. Where is it on our stuff? Where is it? What's the number of pseudo elements? So people are lost and missing. And I even thought I'm lost. Now, I want us to observe now. We've been talking. Now, there's something on this page. I want you to use your discretion. Is it discretion or discretion? Discretion. D-I-S-C-R-E. Discretion. Use it. Use it to tell me where there's something that happened to this code. Just identify the difference. Spot out the, do I say uniqueness? Spot out something unique on this web page. Something that I did not explain, but it happened on the web page. I want you guys to think. People should think. Why don't you eat?
Going down.
Okay, let me scroll down. It's there. I'm seeing it.
Student details.
Student details. What happened to student details? It's changed. I get my point. It changed, Abby. Now, why did it change?
The header.
Because it's a header. I get my point. It was declared with header 3 on the table. You get the point now? So that was why it changed. Okay, thank God you saw it. Now, what's the next thing on our list? What's the next thing that we are supposed to do? Now, the next thing we are going to look at is font weight and what? Font style. Okay? Font weight and font style. Now, what do we do there? Font weight and font style. I'm going to be using my P to do all those things, because on my lesson notes here, we used our list for the font weight and for the font style. Okay, let me still use the list because I have a list on my page. Abby, there's a list on our page now. There's a list on our page now. So we are going to use the list there. Why is this thing behaving like this? There's no virus on my system. There's one thing I can boost off. The virus can never be on my system. Yo, when I have virus, don't even talk about this one. This one is virus.
You know that the battery is.
The battery is the virus. Okay, we're going to look at something was erased from here, but I'll figure it out. So we're going to look at changing the font weight and the font style. Now, font weight is talking about bold. Are you getting the point? The only thing I can use on that font weight is what? Is bold. Font weight is the same thing as your strong. I get my point now. If I want to say strong, but do you know why we have strong or B that you normally do?
I thought you said strong.
No, it's not Donald Trump. So now, if I am using XHTML to do my bold and all those stuff, I'm going to be using the bold line by line. I don't know if you get it now. It's going to be taking more time. Probably I want to bold. How do I put it now? What English I've done. Now it's going to be taking me too much energy to be bolding all the paragraph and all the stuff on my document. But with CSS, I can just declare it once and everything will be bolded. Okay, so let's do it on our paragraph. Let's just do it once and for all. Or should we do it on our list? Let's do it on our list as it was done here. Okay, let me just copy this guy. Copy these two guys. Now, if you watch, our on other list was bolded. We use font weight for our on other list, Abi. Then for our other list, we change the font style. We use italics. Do you get the point now? We use italics. So I'll just copy it and I will come to CSS, go to my style sheet. Go to my style sheet. I'll declare that separately because it's a separate what do we call that? What's that? What did I copy? It's a separate parameter. Have I used parameter since here?
You said paragraph.
People are lost. Me, I'm not lost. I know what I'm saying. People are lost. Let me show you what I'm saying. It's a separate parameter. Look at it there. People are lost. But let me show you what I mean. It's a separate selector. The selector, I've not said parameter. So I'm not. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to what we are saying. So after copying it, we go to our code and we do what? Let's paste it there. I've already pasted it. So let's see what it's going to give us in return. Control what? X to save. So my on other list, I've changed the font to what? To bold. Then my other list, I've changed the font style to what? Italic. So to bold anything, use font weight. Font weight is talking about how bold you want it to look like. Then font style is talking about italic or what do we call straight? I don't want to be italic. Now, normal, thank you. Now, if you want to get more of these values for our what? For our properties. Font style is a property, okay? The value for font style is what? Is italic. You get the point now? So if you want to know different kind of what? Of value for all these properties, go online and check. Do you get the point now? Go online and check. If I want to make, if I want to see more than italic, I can go to Google and see a list of them. Yeah, I don't normally put all these things on my head. I only put those ones that are necessary to what? To me. So you might, as a programmer on your own, you might end up saying, you might end up thinking of something and you want to achieve it. I get my point. Make research, get more styles, get more values and input to your what? To your web page. Do you get the idea now? So Ctrl S, I've saved. Now let's see what happens to our list on our web page. So if I go down, my two list has effect. One of them is now bolded. One of them is now what? Italics. Do you get the point now? So that's how we add our what? That's how we style the on other list. That's how we change our what? Our font style, and we change our bold, our font weight. Now I'm not saying that this thing I've just done is not only restricted to on other lists and other lists alone. No. We can use them in any part of our what? Web page.
So as color, this one.
Yes, the way we have been using color on others, we can also use color on any part. Do you get the point? On any selector that we want to declare it on, we can declare it on it. Do you get the idea now? So don't just limit it to only one section alone. Every effect that I'm showing you can be used on any selector. Okay, can be used on any selector, can be used on any parameter, can be used on any keyword. You get the idea now? So let's move on. Now the next line we are going to be looking at is called. Now what's the next thing on our list, on our lesson notes? Text align and changing the words background. Okay, text align and changing the background. Now text align, I just want to use text align on my paragraph. Here I will say it was used on a heading here. Do we see that? It was used on a heading, but I'm going to use it on my paragraph, not heading this time. So let's see what it's going to look like. So I'll copy this guy. I'm only copying text align. Now on the header, text align was used to make it what? It was centralized. Do you get the idea now? But what I want to do is I want to use justified instead of center. Is anybody lost? I want to use center alignment. I want to use justified instead of what? Center alignment that was used here. So what I'm going to do, I'll go to my web page. I'll go to my editor. Then I will look for my words paragraph. Can we see I'm going back to the paragraph part. Then paste my words, paste that style there. Ctrl V. Do you get the point now? all I'll do is I'll remove this guy and I will say justify. Okay, do you get the idea now? Then I'll close this guy, Ctrl S to save. Then I'll go back to my web document and I'll refresh. Then let's see what it's looking like. It didn't justify.
It did for the introductory part.
Okay. No, okay. I was looking at the first paragraph. I want to explain something there. The first paragraph did not justify. I guess the point now. It justified the other paragraphs, but the first paragraph was not justified. Who can tell me why? The error came not today, but in the previous class. This error for the first paragraph came in the previous class. Who can explain where that error is coming from? As you go back to the code. Why now? Expo. No, I want us to talk. Me, I see the error without going back to the code. You to see the error. He said? Food. What? I will bring your mind there. Come back, mind. Conjure. So, Kristen and Victor, her mind is not here.
Victor.
What? Who can tell me where the error came from?
Because of the line break.
Okay, yes. Kristen is thinking. Because of what? The line break. If you watch in the previous class, we did so many line breaks just to make sure everything stays on one path. Do you get the idea now? Now, an advanced way to do that our foolishness. It's not my foolishness.
All of us.
It's some people's foolishness. Now, the advanced way to do that is using, we'll get there in our future class, is using div elements, okay? It's using div elements. Instead of we just using line break to bring everything down, why not put everything in a box, create a paragraph inside that box, make the box invincible, I get the point, and justify it, then everything will look well organized. Do you get the idea now? When we get to div, we'll do that. I guess my point, when we get to div, we'll do that. As in, instead of me, I was trying to like make those texts to stay on one path. Now, instead of me trying to do that with line break, I can do that with what? With div elements. Do you get the point now? So if I use div can bring all those texts to one path. I get my point now, and I will justify it to look well. You get the idea now? So we've seen how we can do what? Justify our text on our web page. You can see all of them are well arranged now. And Victor, do you know what we mean by justify? Victor don't know. I know you don't know. See, the reason why I always ask you is because my spirit is telling me that there's a problem. So let me just explain it now. Now, initially, our text. Now, if you can observe, you will know what we mean by justify. Now, let me go back to the code. I will remove the justify. Then I will refresh this web page. Then you look at it. I will not do it again. You look at it and you now tell me the difference. Do you get the point now? So what I'll do is go back to this code, remove justified. I get the point now. I've cut it off. I've saved my web page. Then I'm going back to my web page. I've refreshed. Now what did you see? You didn't see anything. Hey. Look at this. Look at all these things now. Look at the text. They are not well. They are not ending well. Now let me use a diagram to let us hold this. Now let me use a diagram to represent that. Now if you look at, let's assume that this is our web page. I guess me point now. Now in it as is now, it means that if I write, I write and write. Now when you look at this whole thing, if you look at the ending of the text and the starting, they are not ending the same way. They are not well arranged. You get the point now? So justify simply means that I want everything to go equal. I get the point now. You understand what it means now? Yeah. Sometimes you use one way to explain things and people will be understanding. People like when they like to understand one way. I've had my justify back and I've saved it. Then Victor, I think you can tell us the difference now. So everything is well aligned. You get the point now. Everything is well aligned. Now there's center aligned. Now for all our heading, not heading. For all our heading, let's use center alignment. Do you get the point now? Let's use center alignment so that we'll know what's the difference between center alignment and justified. There's right at the moment now. Default, it is on what alignment? Right now, Abi? Left alignment. Sorry, it's on left alignment. So right alignment means that it's going to come to this place. Am I right? And that thing is going to come to this place. So center alignment means that this guy is going to be at the middle. So let's use it for all our headings. Let's just do that ASAP. Okay, we'll do it for all our headings. So I'll first of all do it for my header 1. You all know that header 1 and header 3, they are not the same. Yes. I'm saying it because of Victor. Control Biola, what happened now? What happened? Control C. Why didn't you sleep last night? You were reading or you were looking movie? Is it looking movie or watching movie? Hey, I don't hear you. What has happened to me? I will leave Ajegule. I'm going to Lekki today. I will stay here.
You know whether it will be worse.
Like it can't be worse. All those people they like English. It can't be worse too. What's happening? You know, when you are with people like Winnie, you'll be speaking rubbish. That's how she behaves. I'll get her. Okay, align center. I get to the point now. So I've done that for my text. I've done that for my header 1. Then let's do it for the header 3. Okay, enter, Ctrl V. So I'll just save. Now let's go back and see what we have done. Victor, do you understand? It's because of you that I have to do this. So you know the difference between justified and center aligned. Okay, do we get that now? Now the next thing is what? Changing the words background color. Do you get the idea now? Changing the background color. Now there are some things you do on your web page. Let me go back to our text. Now there are some things that we have been, all these things that we have been doing so far, we have been focusing on what? On some particular selectors. I get to the point now. Now, but if I want to change background, this effect is going to take place on my what? On the body. Do you get the idea now? On the body, because the body is what has the background. Are we getting the whole idea now? Yeah. So probably I'll go back to my, what's the name of this place I'm going back to? Where are we? It's like I'm lost too. Align and changing background. Was that what we were doing? Were we here?
Yes, but you first need to align.
So what we just did now was font weight and font style. Was that what we just did now?
No. 5.
Okay, we are on number 5, Abby.
Yes.
Okay, but I first thought text align and text indent, Abby. Have I done indents?
No, you have not done indents.
So where were we now? How did I get? That means I've done something wrong though.
You can first do the background before align.
You don't jump to
You jump to
indent
align.
and picture.
Indent is different from, I did line spacing now, Abby. Was it earlier that I did line spacing?
Align is what you did.
It was earlier that you did learn picture.
Okay, we should not be offended. That slap is affecting. Sorry.
You started the video before the slap. So it brought you back.
It brought me inside, Abby.
Yes.
I'm humble now.
You're hungry.
I'm hungry for what? It's too early to. There's something that I've missed a step on this stuff. We've done line spacing, right? Okay, let's quickly do, before I'll do background color. I've done align center, right? Now before I'll do background color, let's do text indents. Do we get the point now? Now on paragraphs, more especially on our paragraph. Now when you talk about text indents, if you are writing a letter to somebody that you know, those days that we normally used to write letter, I get to the point now. When we start writing the letter, we say we are giving paragraph, Abi. Just like, let me clean this in. I'll start my letter here. Now this is the word paragraph. Do you get the idea now? Now those paragraphs that we normally keep in XHTML, we call them what? There's no short paragraph is a tag, but the original paragraph on words that we normally write is called what? Indents. Do you get the idea now? It's called indent. So, and text indent is majorly used on our paragraph selector. So I'll go to the selector and I will use my text indent. So what I'll just do, I'll just copy this guy. Now 25 pixels that we are seeing. What am I pasting? 25 pixels that we are seeing there. Okay, these 25 pixels that you are seeing is just like how many pixels from what? From the left. Do you get the idea now? 25 pixels from the left. Then my words can start from here. Do you get the idea now? So that pixel that you saw there in text indents is just 25 pixels away from what? From the left of your what? Of your screen. Do you get the idea now? 25 pixels away from the screen. So I'll just copy this guy and I'll use it on our code. Where am I going to use it? I'm going to use it on paragraph. So I'll just bring it down and paste it there. Then I'll put my semicolon, save, and I'll go back to the page. And let's see what our page is going to look like. Now, do we see that? Victor, do you notice that? So it has changed. It has given us our what? It has given us our indents. So we now have indents on all the words, on all the paragraphs of our web page. Now the last thing I'm going to do here is not the last thing, but probably what I'm going to do next is we're going to add our body selector. And on the body selector, what we want to do is this: we want to change the background color. Now any effects you give to the body, okay, any effect you give to the body automatically affects everything on what? On the body. Now so far we have been doing paragraph color red, paragraph color this, that. I get to the point now. But if I go to body and I say color and I say red, everything on my web page, the color is going to be what? Red. Do you get the point now? So I can generalize my style using the what? The body selector. Do you understand that? I can generalize my style using the body selector. But at the moment, what we are going to do is this: we are going to use what? Background color for our what? For the body. At the moment, let's just use only background color, because already I've given all those stuff colors. Do you get the idea now? So let's maintain our normal colors that we have, but let's just change only our what? Our background color. Do you get the idea? So I'll copy this. I'll just copy everything about my what? Body. I'll copy everything about my body and I will use them on the board, on the CSS tag. So V, and I will remove color. I don't want to change my font color. I will remove color. Then I will save this. So can I use red on red? So many things are red there. So I'm going to use blue. BLUE. So I'll save it. Do we have anything that is blue on that web page yet? No, I've not used anything as blue. Okay, so I'll go back and refresh, and oh shit. So we have odd as it can be. Do you get the point now? So we now have our background color to be what? Blue. Now we can change it to anything that we prefer, but I've seen websites that are like this too. Have you seen it? Have you browsed and see a website that is like this? People are lying. You don't browse. I've seen plenty more websites
Like this.
like even that is even worse than this.
No, that's
You saw?
see them on Wikipedia.
You've seen that our HTML document that we did before. I've seen website that is as dumb as that. It's people should do research. You will see. Look for website designed on, as in, just Google something XHTML website, strictly HTML, strictly XHTML website, and you see some stupid websites that nothing else is there. It's just as dumb as the nonsense that we are seeing now. Do you get the point now? So this is how we add color to our what? To our website. Do you get the point now? This is how we add background color, not. This is how we add our background color to our website.
Can you change the color?
To what?
Yellow.
Yellow will be shining, God. If you want to change, let's change it to black.
Ash.
Let's change it to black.
Black.
Black is nice. Now this time around, I want to use hexadecimal value. Remember, before you, if you are using hexadecimal value, you introduce it with hash. Then you put the zeros, 6 zeros. Okay, 6 zeros is for black. So I think I have a black. I think it's cool now. Before this was how, do you know, how many of you know Ninja Loaded? Let's come. This was how Ninja Loaded was, let's say 6 years ago. Even today it's still looking like this, but in an upgraded format. It's still looking like this. It's still as stupid as this. So okay, many of us have seen okay, you've seen what was that, Ninja, is it Ninja Pass? That that forum. There's a forum now, you don't browse. Naira Land, you've seen Naira Land. That's one of the dumbest website ever. But that website is generating traffic than so many finest websites in the world. So it doesn't matter how your website looks. What matters is your content, what you have there, and what people are using it for. You get the idea now? But don't go and design that kind of website for your company, you know. They'll just look you. they'll just open Bible. Let's go to the chapter that I'll swear. And they'll start swearing for your generation. So if you are doing anything for anybody, just make sure you do something that is reasonable. So but this is a static website, and I think it's making sense. So it's looking if you watch many of these programmers, this is how they leave their website, as stupid as this. Do you get the point now? Many of them, if you go to some hacking website, you just see something like this. Welcome to our brotherhood of hackers, and they'll not start writing rubbish, and people will be reading their rubbish. So probably we've done our website to a level that at least now we can change our font color, we can style different selectors, we can change our background color. Our background is not going to be looking the way it used to be again. So at the end of the day, we're going to host this website and people will be visiting it.
The words are not showing. Black.
It's because our table has the font color in our table are still what? Black. Do you get the point? You should use brown.
Ash.
Is there any color as brown?
Or
Teal. What's the hexadecimal value for teal? That one we are going to use hexadecimal value. Teal. We call it teal. Let me see it come. What is student? I need it comes. That is if. Have you seen it?
Fireworks is open.
1508. Okay, if we should choose. Okay, let's choose color from the color palette in Fireworks. So, which one? As I'm, anyone that you could see that you like, you should let me know. Which one should I use? Which one that I use? Which one is that? This one.
Oh,
I should use brown.
you can use that one that is.
Should use background. You should use chocolate. Let's use chocolate. So we just copy, Ctrl C, just copy, then come to this guy and Ctrl V it.
Too ash.
I'm going to remove one. If people should be sleeping in the night too, It's not good not to sleep at night. Okay. I think chocolate is not bad. Chocolate is not bad. Okay, now let's quickly look at it's cool. It's making this side looks mature or premature. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is we're going to look at, we've seen how we can add background color to our web page. Hope you guys are understanding this thing. Victor, are you? He's answering my name. Small Victor, are you? There's a big difference now. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is, let's see, we're going to go to the next line, our number 6 class for today. You said?
Background image.
We're going to
So
add.
why do you write this what the background color red and you come down and color white?
Okay, why did I add background color red and I came down and add color white? The reason I explained earlier now, do you remember why? You have to bring your mind there. Now, the reason is, now, the reason why it's like that is because I told us earlier on that any color that we declare in the body, we have general effects on the entire web page. Okay, let's see what it's going to be.
What if you want to split the color?
If I want to split, if I want one, okay, why do I want to split it?
Lower section, maybe or any other color. Maybe lighter than or maybe darker than what you have.
Is it the background color?
Yes.
The background color. Now, if you want to split background color, it means you are going to edit it in your image editor. I guess in the point now. Now, after editing it in your image editor, in that case, you are no longer going to use background color again. What you are going to use is what? Background image. Do you get the point now? Work on the image that you want. Do your touches, your gradients. We call it gradient in graphics. Do your gradient, touch it. Do your gradient touches and do what? And upload your background image. Do you get the point now? You're going to do background image in that case. Now for your own question, if I connect this white to the body, the reason why I have this white here, if we connect it to the body, we are simply saying that we don't want to use all those individual colors that we've been using in paragraph, this and that. We just want everything to follow the body color, which is what? White. So most time I might go and, okay, let's see, Ctrl V, Ctrl X, Ctrl X again. So if we go back to our HTML stuff and we right click, we refresh, it's not taking effect, right? So it means that I will go to my paragraph and remove the color that I have there because I've declared color for my paragraph already. Do you get the point now? So I'll go to my paragraph, I will remove this color, Ctrl X, then I will go to my header, I'll remove this color, Ctrl X, I'll go to this other guy, I'll remove the color, Ctrl X, I will save it, then I will refresh, and everything will take the color that the body has. Do you get the point now? So body is as in anything that I do on body is a general way to do to every other part of the selectors. I don't know, do you get the idea now, Kristen? Victor, do you get the idea? Jola, are you here now? Is your mind there? You will watch kids say your mind will come back. You are like that girl in kids say that I don't know, she don't know everything. But you get it now, Kristen. Those people that their mind is here. Kristen, you get it. Victor, you get it. Your mind is not here. So when your mind come back, message your mind everything that will be messaging you. Now let's quickly look at the last section. Kristen, it's gonna be that I went back and do this so that it won't look as if the thing is there for fancy. Yeah.
See, you're going to copy also.
Yeah, I'm copying you. I'll copy you the note. People should know: one, don't be hungry. Two, don't sleep late at night. Three, always come with your mind. It's for you.
What if we have to sleep?
You shouldn't. Try and sleep by at least. When you're supposed to get home, do everything necessary and sleep by latest 1 a.m. in the night. I know you don't sleep. You don't sleep. You are always busy at night. I don't know what you are doing, Sha. You are busy. Okay, let's go to the next line. We have to round up. Let's go to the next line. The next line says what? Background what? Image. All those things, everything that you are seeing here, we can't use them. You see all this code. All this code that you are seeing here now, we can't use them together. Everything has, yes, you can't use them as in once and for all. They are different instructions. Okay, I just put them together because I don't have time to be separating them and be saying what they. I have to jump back it, but I'm going to explain them differently. Now the first one says what? Background image. Now if you are using image, you're not going to use color. You can't use background color and background image together. I get to the point now. You can't use background color and background image together. So if I'm going to use background color, I'm not going to use background image. I can't put picture and color together now. One must live for one. So what I'm going to do is I want to use background image. Now I'll just copy this syntax, this line here.
Is it possible to like watermark your
Make it transparent.
no, you know watermark?
Like in document in what's the name? MS Word. You put watermark here. Even if it is possible, why do we need it?
Maybe she wants to put
No. I'm asking now.
Or let me just say
Reference purpose.
No,
So I do not
just
pirate
answer.
it.
No, not pirate.
So that person will not use your template. And you can watermark your background image. Put all the watermark there, then upload it to your website. We get the idea now. Watermark your background image, then upload it as a background on your web page. So long as you watermark it, the watermark is going to be showing on your web page. But watermark, another word for that watermark is copyright. I think there's an advanced way. On the footer of your web page, instead of watermarking the entire web page, the best way to do, just use a copyright statement underneath your web page. You get the idea now. So that copyright is this website belongs to so and so. I get it, put your copyright statement there. Anybody that sees it will not steal your website. You get the point now. But they can hack it too. Are we together? So I'll just copy this guy. Let's go to our body syntax. We have removed all those effects that we have on our page. Should we bring them back or should we let them go? Let them go. So we'll just continue. Where's body now? I'm not seeing. Have you seen body? If you have seen body, let me know. I'm not seeing it, to be sincere.
Calm down.
Too much Gary, evil. So I will just paste this and I will remove background words.
Hulu.
Color.
Okay, is this the coding you said you would have when you are doing CSS?
You said what?
You said the coding.
I didn't get you.
Coding. This is the coding you're talking about.
Like
You don't understand my question. I said, when we get to CSS, this statement for that I'm going to be doing more Java coding. I said
this is not Java code, you know.
I know, but most of it are there.
Yes. So let's cut this and let's paste it on top of color. Now background color and color are two different things. Oh, Victor, if you are lost, talk. Oh. You are sure? Maybe I don't like people that are lost. Oh. They'll be doing as if they are knowing it. When they go outside, they go and follow the teacher's hand, and the teacher will just be there. I know people that cannot film around. So color. Now I'll just save. Sorry, I've not had any image. That image there is sample image. can we see this thing here? Victor, do you see this guy here? This is a sample image. There's no image as image.png.
So using that sample image, I'm not using the image code the syntax MIGSR.
Yes, we don't use image. We don't use, thank you. We don't use image syntax in CSS. Now, what we use is URL. Do you get the point now? Look at it there. Image background, URL is what we are going to use. Now, URL does not stand for Universal Resource Locator. Do you get the idea now? But this URL, I don't know what it means. I get the point now. Now, if you want to know what it means, when you go to Google, search CSS code line URL meaning. Do you get the point now? Because if you put ordinary URL there, they will show you Universal Resource Locator. I get the point. That's what they will show you. So you have to specify your search. Okay, you have to specify your search. What are you searching it for? Which environment is the search needed mostly? So that's why I have to emphasize on that. So you just have to use, now this is the syntax, URL brackets the image that you want to use. I guess the point now, URL brackets. Now what do they call this bracket? It has a name.
It has a bracket.
It's not bracket. It has another name. It's like it is a parenthesis. It's also called parenthesis.
Not parenthesis.
Parenthesis is brackets. It can be this form of bracket or it can be this form of bracket. You know, this thing is also a bracket.
Yes.
It's a bracket family,
Alright.
but they call it curly brackets. But all these brackets now are all called parentheses. You get the point now? So, now what I will do is, now I will look for an image on our system that we would like to use on our what? Web page. Okay? Image on our system that we would like to use on our web page. Let's cancel this guy. Let's cancel this guy. I think we don't need them anymore. They are irrelevant at the moment. So what I'll do now is, there's an image that I just did play yesterday. Not this one, not this one, not this one. It's not going back. What's the name of that image, sir? This thing does not want to close. Does not want to minimize, sir. This has hanged my system.
Virus.
There's no virus on my system.
Alternate F4.
Okay, that's gone. Thank God. There's a software that is playing on my system and it has turned off.
Okay,
I don't know.
studio.
Yes. So seize the day. Seize the day. Is this seize the day? Let's see seize the day. Okay. So let's see if we can use this as our background image. But I doubt this image is going to work because the size for this image is 500 by 500 pixel. Now our web page is so big. We're going to be saying our web page is 1200 by close to 900 in pixel. Do you get the point now? That's background. I'm telling you what the background image should look like. You get the point now? The entire pixels in width is 1200. Then the pixels in height is 900. Do you get that now? So I need an image 1200 by what's the other one? 900. Thank you. So but let's try.
The height code.
No, you don't use height. You don't use height to do anything in this area now. I get to the point now. We don't use height to do anything here. So I have a headache. So what we are going to do is, I want to use this image, seize the day. Okay, I want to use seize the day. The reason why I want to use seize the day is because there are some things. That's our code there. On this code, you will see that I have some other things that I want to show, like repeat, no repeats. I've seen no repeat, repeat X, repeat Y, background positioning 50 pixel by 60 pixel. Do we get that now? So I want to show us what those things stand for. I get the point now. So I'm going to be using that image because it's not as big as the entire background. What's the name again? I have to change the name. The name is seize the day, but I will name it something else. If you see it, let me know.
See it.
Okay. So rename to background. I'll just call it background. background, and I will copy it and I'll move it to our what? Our folder. Our web folder. Where is our web folder? Text shop. I'll paste it inside of this guy. Now, for Victor's sake, whenever you are adding an image to your website, any content of your website, I get my point, must be in the folder of your website. Every website has a folder. Since you have not uploaded it, even if I want to upload, it is the folder that I'm going to upload to the internet, and all the content will be inside the folder. So if I want to add image to my website, I will copy the image from wherever it is on my desktop and I will paste it on the folder of my website. You get the point now? So this is the folder of our website. I have pasted the image that I want to use inside the folder. If I don't do it like that, I will not be able to use the image on the website. So let's go back to the code. So the background image is now what did I call it? Background, Abby? So it's going to be background png. Background.png. That's the background image. I will save it. And let's see what it's going to look like by the time we refresh it. Now, do we see what we have?
Why is it up?
Thank you. Why? It's not even up. It is tied. It's
The page is up.
what page is up? My page is not up.
Your background page.
My background image is up. The background is up. Now, the reason why I have to use that image is small, 500 by 500. I get the point now. Now, if you upload an image 500 by 500, have you used Dex? Have you used? Go and answer that. Go answer. Have you used Is there it? Okay. Now, have you ever used? This is your bag. This is your bag. Thank you too. Have you ever used image that is not so big to do your desktop background before? Now, what do you notice? It will be tied. These guys are okay. Probably
Tie.
it will be broken. It will be broken as a small. You can stretch it. That's stretch. There's stretch. There's tie now. Maybe it's not on your own system.
They stop and they know that you fit into the center.
And fit to screen. Fit to screen. There's fit to screen. There's stretch. There's tie. You get the point now. Now, this one, when you defaultly upload a background image to your website, it's going to be what? Tie. I get the point now. It's going to be on tie. But if the image size is the right dimension of your background, the reason why this one is like this is because the image is not the right dimension of our web page. I told you the right dimension is what? 1200 by what? 900. Do you get the idea now? So but this one is 500 by 500. So 500, we mix another 500, it will come down 500, it will multiply itself so that it can cover the entire background. There's no syntax to change it to fit it to screen. No. You get the point now? Now what you do, yes, I'm serious. What you will do in that case is, instead of looking for a syntax to fit it to screen, resize your image. I get to the point. Resize your image to the actual size of your web page. Do you get that now? Resize your image to the actual size of your web page. Okay. Now, what we do now is this. Now, since this one is like this, I want to show us how we can reposition this image, our background image that we have uploaded. Now, if I come down here, now, do we see this guy here? Background image, it has something like, the first one there is what? Background repeats. Do you get the point now? And it's saying no repeats. Now, if you watch, hey, I thought this guy is on. Okay, let's remove it now. It's fancy now. They are both our gen. Let's quickly do. People have taken our life. And we can't gen, our section has expired. It's 12 o'clock. Let's quickly do this so that I can. No Jara, no PC. Town at the pay us, no play us Jara and PC.
We pay, join.
No Jara, no PC. Don't worry, on Christmas Day we'll do giant.
Yeah.
Those of you that will be coming, those of you that will come here on the 25th of December. Okay, let's quickly see these guys. Have we seen if I sit here? So let's quickly do this. Now, if you look at this man here, the first one says repeat no. Now, if you watch, our background image was repeated. This guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here. I get to the point now. All those styling stuff, I don't want it to repeat. You get the point now. So that's when I will use this man here. I will say repeat, no repeat. Then just copy this, Ctrl C. Now let's put it in our syntax. Where's our syntax? This is our syntax. Just come here and under the image, you do what? That's nice now. Ctrl V it. Just paste it there. Mama, bye bye. Yes, ma'am. I get in the point now. I don't want it to repeat. I will just Ctrl save it. Sorry. Now I've not put my semicolon off your system so that
The thing will know you're on it.
Ctrl save it. So Ctrl X. I did one mistake again. So Ctrl X. Save. So when we go back to our code, you notice that the image is on just one part. Now all these guys here, there are some things here we can't see them anymore. You get the idea now?
Because it's white.
Yes, because our text are white. So the image is going to be on one side. Why am I using this image? When you use another image that does not have text, this one is affecting work. Do you get the point now?
Yeah, you are making it a sample of the picture.
So on your own, use something that we can use better. So do you know that you can design a web page with just image? I might not take you there. You guys should go and do your research about that one. I'm not teaching you how to design an image. It's possible now. Just design the image, design your web page on CorelDRAW and upload it as a background picture. Simple.
That's
you get
what
the point?
I'm planning to do.
Don't plan to do fastest shortcuts. Now let's quickly see the other ones. So now the next one is, let's see the next one. The next one says I can't use all these things together. Do you get the point now? But I can't use all of them together. What I will do now is I will remove no repeats. Then I will now say X. All of us, we did graph in school, Abby. Graph, there's something called X-axis and Y-axis. Abby? Now how does X-axis run? X is like this, Abby. So it means that this image will be on the what? X-axis. That means it's going to spread through this guy. It's going to spread through the first line. If I say Y-axis, it's going to spread through the other line. That's just what X and Y there means. So I'll copy this guy, then go to our syntax and I will remove repeats, and I will Ctrl V this guy, and I will Ctrl S this guy, and I will go. What be that? Boss. You understand? Let me carry something good.
Bring that one.
Now, do you understand what I mean by that? So the image will just take only up. I guess in the point now, it will just take only up. Then another one again is X-axis, is Y-axis. I can just come here, just remove this guy, CY, then Ctrl X. Ctrl S is save. Ctrl X, then Chrome. Yes, Chrome, but something is wrong somewhere. Ctrl Z. Okay, something is wrong. Y, Ctrl S. Then we go to our Chrome, refresh. Did I do Y? So I've explained that one goes like this, one comes downward. Then the last one is. What's the last one? Let's see what the last one says in our workbook. The last one is we're using pixel to determine how the picture goes. Now if you watch here, they said 50 pixel to 60 watts pixel. Now 50 pixel is what? Middle. That means I want the picture to be from left. 50 pixel is going to come to the middle. Do you get the point now? which one is going to be here. Then 60 pixel means from top, which one is going to come down to 60 pixel. Okay, so let's just do 50 pixel, 60 pixel, and see what our image is going to look like. Then we round off. Your flash will, let me copy this thing to you. Ctrl C. Then we'll come down. What's there? Where it is. So we'll come to this guy and okay, Ctrl V. Then I'll save it, X. Then I'll come to this guy. I'll refresh it, and why is it covering everywhere? Is it okay? So let me see where the error came from. It's supposed to be, that's not what it's supposed to be. Image background, positioning, 50 pixel, 60 pixel. Okay, 50 pixel by 60 pixel. Let me see. Background positioning, 50 pixel, 60 pixel. Yeah, now we are right now. Color white, background PNG. Then why is it taking the whole screen? Is it because the picture is big? It's not supposed to take the whole screen. But do you no. It's repeating itself and it's taking the whole screen. Introduction. Okay, let me just do 50 pixel. I want to see why it's. Let's reduce the pixel. Let's do 10 pixel from the left. Then let's do 20 pixel from the top. Let's see it come to X. Let me see what's gonna happen now. Do we notice that this is shrinking, but it's still taking the whole page? Okay. And it's on tile, it's not supposed to repeat itself. But I've removed no repeats now. I've removed the repeat stuff. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll say no repeats. Let's copy this guy into this code. It's repeating itself. I don't want it to repeat. Every time I don't want it to repeat. Are we getting me? Ctrl C. Then I'll come back to my code and I'll drop it here. Go tab, Ctrl V. I don't want to repeat anything. Then I'll save it. X. Then let's see what's gonna happen. We get the point now. This thing is 10 pixels away. Can we see 10 pixels away? Look at the distance between this guy and this guy is 10 pixels. Then distance between this top and this is 20 pixels. So if we want to make it 60, let's make it 60 so it will be obvious. Because like this now, it is not obvious. So I'll just make it 50 by 60. 60. Ctrl X. Then refresh. So it's going to come. So this 50 pixel, I guess in the point now, and this 60 pixel down. I want it to come to this middle. It means that this, how many is this 50 Abby? Add another 50, add another 50, add another 50, add another. Do you get the point now? So 50, 100. I think we should have like up to like 500 pixels. Do you get the idea now? To get to this point, this should be around 500 pixels from the left, then 500 pixels from the right. I want to do that. Let's see 500 pixels. There's something I want to achieve, so see 500 by 500, then refresh. Yeah. Let's go. Do we get the point now? So that's how you push it away and away and away. I just want it to come up here. But there's no need for me to do it again. But hope you guys understand how we align our background images. So people have a whole lot to do. You get the idea now? We have a whole lot to do. Wait, let me copy that script to you. I'm not going to add anything tomorrow. People know I might not even come tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm out of it.
You come tomorrow.
People should come. I will come tomorrow. Victor has to. Okay, Victor, come tomorrow. I'll be taking only Victor tomorrow. Okay, so you guys can just stay. If you want to learn Photoshop by force.
Yes.
I'll give you guys tutorial, free tutorial for Photoshop. You should go and learn it by yourself.
Video.
Without help.
Video.
That one is free.
I need video for web software.
I've told you the one I will give you free. Anything that concerns my line is paid.
Okay, you gave me the but
Photoshop is free.
after giving me the video,
Can
you tell me the website for downloading the video.
Mr. Victor,
Because I
can
will
you
need
put
more.
I'll check if it's there and I'll put it there. If it's not there, I'll Photoshop. I need to sleep in the night. Virus.
No virus, so I didn't even
Virus.
put it in my system. The way you gave me, so if there's virus in your system that has virus.
People will just be carrying virus up and down. Stop.